All right, so you guys that watched the video yesterday know that we took a bad losing day. And we come back with 2 wins and 1 loss. So I've kind of changed my rules up. I'm never the best at following the rules, but I want to do no more than 3 trades a day. So we got it 3. We have the 30-second chart up here because this is where my executions took place today. And I'll go over that in a second. But first, pull up the P&L. We did a $250 positive. We took a win here and a loss and a win. The loss wasn't the greatest trade ever, but I'm also a little bit frustrated with how much the loss was because, and I'll explain why that loss was more than it really could have been, and it was just a little bit unlucky because of the way the candle closed. It just kind of accelerated lower, so I couldn't get out for a little bit less for a close below the inverse, and it kind of just hit my safety net stop, which is just a heavy loss here, really. To lose 200 like that, 277, and just kind of put yourself more in the hole is just frustrating. But to come back and hit a $400 trade was nice, and we missed out on a little bit there, but we'll go over that. So now that we go over the P&L, we're going to switch to the paper account just so I don't accidentally do anything. Let's see if when I place an order, yeah, the chart carries over, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how to tell, but let's see. Buy limit. So yeah, it carries over, so I'll X that out. But anyway, so going into what I was looking at into the day, and then we'll go over the trades I took. As you can see, some executions. If we hop onto the higher time from here, this is very, very important structure, right? We are at all-time high, so it's pretty easy for the market to always just pump up. But if we look at price structure, we're in a bigger time frame range. So although we had this candle up here, and then this kind of sell-off, this area's kind of been was just a big balanced price range. We've kind of done all right to refill this area on both sides, but now we are in effectively in a range here. So anything about what you guys know about ranges, I'm not sure, but typically you're not going to have a great bias. You're not going to have very liquid price action through these areas because you're in a range. So you're just going up, you're coming down. Look, we have like no fair value gap on the 4-hour. Look at when price is moving. We have these fair value gaps. We come down, sweep liquidity. We hesitate. Look at this range. We're just chopping, and then we get a big expansion move, right? I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities really bullish through here. Come down here, whatever. But right here, we have no fair value gaps. And the 1-hour is a better example, right? We're just chopping. Even when we get the sell-off, we have no 1-hour fair value gaps anywhere. Here we do. And this was a really nice structure all the way up till... and you get good market maker models. We had a good model throughout here and all the way up here. But it's just, look at this. You look at the chart, and there's no fair value gaps anywhere. And even on the 4-hour, we struggled to make many. And we just have this one. This has been holding price. So enough of that just spewing information. But if I look at the structure to find my daily bias today, I was looking at the SMT we had here that we created yesterday. We had this liquidity grab inside this 4-hour bullish. So if you notice, we come in, we come lower, we tap into this order block here, and we reverse higher, we close above. We get a bullish, very bullish close with an SMT, bullish SMT, and we get another SMT coming into this morning. ES came down and swept this low, so that was bullish confluence. And surprise, surprise, we ripped up. Very shocking that we ripped up. That's one of the things I'm really happy with. My ability has been getting a lot better with just reading price structure, right? Sometimes it doesn't correlate to taking a winning trade, or, it might get chopped up intraday. But my analysis has been really, really good lately. So coming into the day there, I was looking at that. And that's how I came across the bullish bias, because we also broke structure to the upside here just now, actually, at 11. But you could kind of tell we were breaking structure. We broke structure down here, I guess, is a better spot. But on the 4-hour, I'll keep it there. Because on the 4-hour, this is the chart. Honestly, take a screenshot of this 1 hour, because this is actually just very good knowledge. Just this price structure is very, very telling, right? We had sell side of the curve here. We had sell side of the curve here. And so if you're trying to learn about daily buys, stuff like that, I would definitely take a screenshot of this, because this, even though we are in a range and chopping, this is very clean price action. We sweep the low inside the area we expect to bounce, a really important low. With all this liquidity we take out of the market, we have a nice high put in. We come down, we have a SMT at the low. ES takes out the liquidity, which is nice. We get a bullish move up. We then hold imbalances through here, not really anything great. We don't really have anything. We retap this 4 hour and then start getting bullish structure above these. We break structure to the upside. So then going into the day, because that's all just how I formulate the bias, going into the day we have this big 15-minute get created. I'm like, okay, cool. I waited for 10 o'clock news, so right on this candle close. I waited for 10 o'clock news before I wanted to trade. And we come into this 15-minute, and I was expecting this area to hold to then go higher. I was just targeting the internal high because, again, I don't know when we're going to go higher. Of course, we are now, but I don't know that we're going to go higher more than just the internal high. I can only validate trades off internal structure. So this 15-minute is where I was looking for some type of reaction. But actually, before the 15-minute, we had the news candle low here that I was looking for us to come back down to then go higher, right? Because we tapped the 15-minute on the news candle at 10, but we never took this low, and we never even dug into this order block, which I'll mark out here. You notice, let me see where the 2-minute order block was. Yeah, that's the 2-minute order block. Notice how we reject it really nicely. I'm trying to get more precise with the order blocks. So I'm not really the best. Let me get it. I need to make a template for order blocks. Settings. What color should we make this? Or OB. An OB. Let's see what top right. And I like that to be darker, probably. Order block, and then probably just make it, I don't know, what color do you guys have your lines? I'm gonna just do a black one, like the 4 hour. So that order block held nice, but this is my target. So we had an SMT at the high. So my first trade, we had again taken sell side or buy side. I don't know, can't ever remember if it's buy side or sell side. It doesn't really matter. But we take the high out. We create an SMT with ES, and here I was expecting this to slowly take, and we started to get momentum. So this is where I'll show the 30-second. I then go on the 30-second, which again, we're right over here. We have a SMT from this high. I normally don't, I don't have the 30-second on the trading view chart, so I go on TradeVate. I see the SMT, and I decide to, with this momentum, I go short after this candle closes. I got filled down here, which was kind of unfortunate because it made the win a lot less. But then we trade to the data low. As you can see, nice sell-off. I wish I could have got in at 57 because that would have been 57. Would have been a 25-point trade, but we got in at 45. I don't know how. So it ended up only being about 14 points. So we missed out on a lot there. But after we swept this low, I was then looking for longs. My first long, which was a mistake, I actually took it on the 2-minute. And I took it because we inversed this gap right here. On this candle here, we got in, and it just didn't really play out. And what was frustrating is that I was going to get out if it closed back below. And we were here with a few seconds left. And then I was okay, I was going to close it. We were going to lose a little bit less. But my stop was below this low just in case. Just in case this, just to have like a safety net kind of, because you don't want prices to come down here and close. So I was waiting for the close. And the last few seconds of the candle rips down, hits my safety net basically. So it stops me out for a good amount. And then at this point, I was like, okay, if we resweep this and get another setup, I'm still wanting to take it. So I dropped down with this candle. I dropped down to the 30-second. So I'll go back and I'll show you why I executed for the last trade. We then get this candle here come in, this big fair value gap, and I was like, okay, cool. If that thing gets inversed, I'm going to jump in because now we have a break-even point, and then we also have a better chance to inverse this. So I get in on this candle here, and I go to break even when it takes this candle out, which was nice because we got a big move up, and I'll show you how I managed it off the 30 second, or after the 30 second. So the 30 second was how I entered and how I got in here, and as you see, I go break even at this level. And I was targeting this high originally, but I then just was like, okay, I'll just take this trade here because this will be exactly 40 points. So I got it and it stalled for a second, then hit my target for 40 points. So it was a nice trade. We got in here. We were rejecting this order block inside the 15 minute. Again, the higher time frame analysis was bullish. We get this kind of breakaway gap here. I had my stop loss underneath it so that we could retrace in here, but I was hoping, obviously, price would be efficient. We then put in this order block here. And with this candle up, I was confident to go to break even because with this displacement momentum, this fair value gap should always hold. So I could have even trailed my stop to here, but that's fine. I don't need to bank in profit. But we were up here installing, and I was getting a little bit scared that I was going to come back down. But then we end up holding for this high, which if I would have held for this high, we missed out on 8 more points, which in the long run will add up. But I'm not disappointed because I did hold for 40 points. It's not like I just got out at this high here for 14 points. So I'm glad with how I held that trade, and that brought us back up on the day and decent. So yeah, and now I'm not really looking to take anything else. One thing I want to point out for people that are maybe learning is that notice when price is not as efficient, we're not really respecting fair value gaps. We didn't even really create fair value gaps here. We're just making big red candles, big green candles, and then we run like we don't even resweep this low. We didn't have an SMT here. This would have been great if this was an SMT, but it wasn't. So we never swept the low. We never made an SMT. We're just rebouncing off of here without taking a low, which is fine. But that's more of how ES trades, right? I'm not really used to seeing NQ trade that way. But the 15-minute was really the bias anyway. So the 15-minute, all I do on the lower time frame is I jump in and look for the reversal, right? If you trade off of a tap of the 15-minute and you put your stop below low, you would have been perfectly fine. You would have been able to target higher. So let's say I took that. Let's say I just got in when it tapped the 15-minute on this news, or let's say, yeah, on the news candle or below this low. And you were just like, okay, I'm going to turtle soup that low. Boom, you target 64 points. You probably put your stop loss under this candle, whatever, and you have a 1-to-1. You have more than 1-to-1, and you just let it play out. Because at the end of the day, that's all we're doing. We're all just trading the higher time frame, right? If the higher time frame is drawing to this high, then everything in between is just going to this high, right? Intraday, you'll have some chop, you'll have some moves down, moves up, whatever the case may be. But effectively, you're still just trading this move up, right? So everything that happens is just to get this move up. So if you're trading on the 15-minute chart, you don't have any idea what's happening on the 1 minute, but you see, okay, this is the level I want to go in long at. This is where I put my stop. And if that's where you have conviction, boom, you get in the trade here and you see it out probably to this high. Maybe you trade up to this high and now you're targeting 100 points. However you trade, it works, right? But it's just intraday, what I've learned is the price action intraday, and I try and get a more efficient entry right when price is going to run. Notice how we're chopping. We tap the low, but we still chop, and we're inefficient. Notice how when we come down here, come up, we respect this fair value gap, sell off. Notice how when we finally disrespect again, the second time, notice how much more efficient price is here and just get a nice, good move up. The efficiency in price is all I'm trying to look for and see is when is price going to run, right? Because, again, taking a trade off this 15-minute and setting your stop lower would have worked. It doesn't matter how you trade. It's just what are you comfortable with, what makes sense to you, and stick to that and just get better at it, right? You could trade 5-minute taps and be profitable. You could trade 15-minute taps and be profitable. It doesn't matter. Look, you had a 15-minute fair value gap. We just placed up. We had a 5-minute, and you could have tapped in on the 5-minute and traded to these highs, 50 points. It doesn't matter how you're trading. You just got to get good at what you're looking at and get used to it and get comfortable. So that's why sometimes the intraday, the 1 minute just is a lot of noise, because all of this on the 1 minute that looks scary and just looks like a bunch of chop is just a few 5-minute candles, rebalancing price. What do we do from market open here? This is market open candle. We're just coming to equilibrium here into the 62 range. We never quite came back to discount here, but we do from this range, I believe, somewhere around here. But we're just rebalancing and tapping inefficiency and going higher. So that's all the market is. But yeah, it's good to come back today and take a nice win. We just got to keep coming to the market and taking good trades because of that day yesterday set us back, but that's all it was, a setback. It's just all it is. So that's what I'm looking for going into the rest of the day, rest of the week is just higher, and just look for price to validate that until price tells me otherwise, until we start displacing through lows, and then I can flip bias, right? But that's all I'm going to do today. I don't want to take any more trades, and I want to just end today positive just in case. Because if I saw another great setup and a loss, there's no need to give back and kind of run a good day after a bad day. So it would be nice to have made more, but it is what it is. And that's the 30 trades we took and why we took them, and what I was looking at going today. So last day for the Euros knockout, or the last 16 games. I hope Turkey win for Arda Güler, and I don't care if Romania wins. I don't really care about the Netherlands game, but yeah, so this should be fun. So if anyone's keeping up with the Euros, let me know who you guys want to win. Friday's going to be some great games with Spain and Germany and Portugal and France. That'll be fun. But yeah, so this was a solid day. And this shows you on not even a crazy good day, this was a 48-point trade. I think that's what I've gone away from is I've started getting better at trading, but I've started just scalping really crazy so that my winners, I don't let them run. Like this trade, 48 points is a nice trade, right? But most of my winners are $150, 15 points, or I'm averaging 15 points across my position, which is just pretty crazy. And I kind of want to steer away from just taking small winners, and I want to start trying to just catch real moves and hold properly, because these are the days that add up, not the $100 days, because I have to hit $400 days to hit one of these trades and some. So it's just kind of what I've been trying to regroup my mental for, because it is hard to do that. It's easier to get in here and get out of this break-even point. It's a lot easier. But yeah, that's all I got today. Not anything too crazy. We do have FOMC tomorrow, I believe. I don't know if FOMC minutes is the same as FOMC. Let's see. But I'm not really sure if it's the same exact thing. We have FOMC at 2. I think it is. I'm not really sure. But probably just going to get choppier price action. And like I was saying, we're just chopping in this range. We're not really creating fair value gaps. We're not really too efficient. But price is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So if you haven't taken a trade, or I'm not going to take a trade for the rest of the day unless I'm on paper. But probably just going to step away because it's 11:20 now. Don't really see any opportunity. Don't see any reason to stay here. But yeah, very decent day, and even on a day that's not the most textbook day ever, you can still have a good day. So it kind of just shows you that risk management and following your plan, sticking and holding your trades works. So happy with how I traded. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see if we do anything. We'll see kind of how the market's moving early, and we might wait for FOMC. But regardless, hope you guys have a good day, and peace out.